So first of all, welcome back to this class, CISG113, Section 1, Information Security and Privacy. But today is the first time we have to move to this classroom. This is the kind of collaborative classroom which is very good for your group-based discussions and work in class. So when I take a look at the desks across this room, I discovered there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 persons per table and then 2 persons per table. Now let's try to do it this way, okay? Let's limit 4 persons per table. Okay, if your table has more than 4 persons, move to those tables with fewer than 4 persons. Okay, so that will be good. And there's still one table here which requires 2 more students. So maybe 2 of you from that table need to move to the other table. I just want to make sure that we have a balanced approach to individual tables. Okay, and the best thing to happen is when you move with your learning partner. So, okay, so you and your learning partners will be together. Okay, so definitely we need to do something on that table. That is fine. Now, let me get back to the business. Can you do something? Just move over there, 2 of you, as one pair. Okay, very simple. Get it done. Now let's go back to the housekeeping things. Let me go back to week number 2. In week number 2. If we are going to look at Dr. Gutt's Q&A hotline on week number 2, I do see a number of students who have already reported, informed me who your learning partner is. Okay, a very good list. What I'm going to do is, by this evening, I'm going to set up a pair for each one of you. Okay, so you belong to a specific pair. The 2 of you in your pair will be given a pair name. And you can discover what your pair name is when you go to visit a specific forum, okay, in week number 3. Okay, specific forum in week number 3. Right there in week number 3, let me enlarge it a little bit so you can see. You can see that there is a very important forum called a peer discussion forum. Okay, that is a very important forum for you two in your pair to get the job done for the first learning contract. Right now, if you get to this particular forum, you can only see one link. That's the link indicated by your name. So when you write on that particular link, only I can see it. Your partner cannot see that. But it's okay. By this evening, when you click on this link, you will be able to see 2 specific links. One with your name on it, the other with a pair number. For example, CISG113-01-pair 01210, something like this. And you will be given a pair number. And then you need to check with your learning partner if your learning partner to see the same pair number, because it is only then the 2 of you can start talking to one another. Okay, when you do your assignment for first learning contract, this is a very important discussion forum. Okay, the 2 of you in your pair need to carry out, or better say, conduct your discussions here. Okay, and the records of your discussions will be visible to me, and also by the end of the learning contract will be visible to the whole class. Okay, so now let me get back to the business. This is week number 3. Next week will be week number 4. And immediately after next week will be the time when you have to submit the first set of artifacts for learning contract number 1. And if you look at the deadline, the submission name sets has moved beyond week number 4, and you can see that is day number 20, September 20 of this year. Now basically, I give 2 days to students to submit the work. You can start submitting your work at midnight, September 20, until 11:55, September 21st. That means you have 1 full weekend to submit your work. Now, what are you going to submit? If you look at the submission links here, this is item number 1. This is for your online learning journal. This is item number 2. This is called your peer forum discussion detail. That's where you're going to extract it from your peer discussion forum. That number item 3 is the report. Number item 4 is your blog. Okay? Number item 5, it's what we call a proposal. A proposal, what you want to do, but it's an individual proposal. And the number item 6 is the meeting minutes between the two of you in your pair discussing when you're going to meet physically face-to-face or when you're going to meet virtually through the Moodle environment, and when are you going to talk about what? All right, allow me to spend about 10 minutes time going through one after the other of the 6 items. What are you going to do? How are you going to start with your work? Now, if you look at the syllabus invites you to do 1 journal per week, okay? Now we're in week number 3, so principally speaking, by the end of this week, you should have done 3 journals, 1 per week, okay? Now, but that is not the assignment, okay? That is what we call a learn-to-learn activity that you are supposed to do, because by the end of the semester, you're going to use this record to earn your learn-to-learn score. Okay, it's too far away. What I'm concerned with is your set of artifacts that you're going to submit by the end of next week. So let's go back. So what are we going to do? First of all, how are we going to start up writing our journal? If you look at the syllabus, okay, let's go back here, okay? If you look at the syllabus, somewhere here, let us say the Moodle environment, on day 1, okay, I always would like you to start from the end. If you go to the course review, you will be brought to this page, okay? In this particular page, if you look at the first 4 weeks here, all right? This is where we are. We've gone through the first 2 weeks. We're somewhere here in week number 3, and we have 1 week left. So, at the end of the first week, we have 2 questions, okay, which is indicated in your reading list with 2 questions. And underneath each question, I've given you a number of sources for you to explore the possible answers to the individual questions. Now, I call each one of these questions a topic, okay? So if you go through the 4 weeks, 2 questions, 2 topics from week number 1, 2 questions, 2 topics from week number 2, 3 questions, 3 topics from week number 3, and 2 questions, 2 topics from week number 4. Altogether, there are 9 questions. That means 9 topics, all right? So in your journal that you're going to submit, you're going to select 1 topic from the 9, okay? 1 from the 9, not all. Don't worry, it's too much, all right? 1 from the 9, all right? But if you're a conscientious student, normally you should have done 4 and you're about to finish the other 3. Oh, no, you have done 2 and you're about to finish another 1 at the end of the 3rd week. Okay? But normally the majority of the students will not do that until they know the time is present. So you have to make sure that each one of you individually, in order to prepare the artifacts for learning contract number 1, select 1 topic out of the 9 topics here, okay? Select 1 topic out of the 9 topics there. So after you have selected a topic, what are you going to do? You are going to write a journal. So how are you going to write a journal? First of all, let's go back to the reading list. Suppose I choose this question from week number 1 that is called what is information security, okay? So I'm going to week number 1, the reading list. On week number 1, that's the reading list. So you can see on reading list, week number 1, I click on this reading list. I will be brought to this reading list, which leaves 2 questions, okay, for week number 1. Now suppose I say, I choose this question. What is information security? And that is the questions where you have to develop your journal with, okay? So the next thing you need to do in order to develop your journal is to select at least 1 source from these several sources enumerated here, okay? Select 1 source, because you're going to discover what is information security from one of these sources. For example, if I choose the second source, what is information security? Now, I'm going to start writing my journal. How am I going to start? Look at that. Since I select the topic from week number 1, when I go back to the Moodle environment here, I will go to week number 1's learning journal. This is the week number 1's learning journal, which I've given you to start writing your journal. So I get into week number 1's learning journal. Here we go. I saw 5 journals already here. I'm going to start writing my journals here. I'm going to click on this link. Okay? After I click on this link, I will be given an editor. So I'm going to expand the editor so that I could start writing my journal. So I say, my journal. So it's from So in order to tell people that this is from week number 1's reading list, I can actually copy this. Because by copying that, I could click into this link and I will be brought to that particular list. And then my questions. Okay, so you select one question from this list. And that is your questions. So you copy and paste this into your journals. Okay? And then you need to select at least one source under that questions. So you go back to this particular list. For example, if I select this source, I copy this particular source. So here you go. You've got the basic informations. The next thing you need to do is my writing. All right? So in your writing, I have given you this very important indications. You can start doing research with this specific questions to write the journal. But you have the freedom to develop a personal questions underneath this umbrella questions. For example, what is information security in Facebook meant for me? Okay? You can link to a specific area of your personal experience. It's really up to you. A-grade students always narrow down the big question to much more manageable questions of their own. That is your personalized choice. Okay? So my writing, no matter if you provide your personalized questions, if you do it like this. All right, if you like, that will be the questions that you would like to explore. And then I'm interested in looking into 3 specific areas of the journals. The first one is my observations. The second one is my interpretations. The third one is my applications. Okay? So underneath each one, you can just build some bullet point list. And then one of the very important things I'm looking for after this is my references. Alright? So I'm looking for not that kind of formal prose type writing in your journals. I'm looking for a set of notes which you extract directly from your source, from your thinking, from any other sources, so that you can provide with me or yourself a number of observations taken directly from this source or any other sources which you're going to listed out here. And you're going to do a little bit of the citations for yourself. And a number of interpretations. What is meant by interpretations? Questions. Okay, questions. If you discover a number of notes, okay, in bullet point forms under your observations, you need to provide some set of questions, better say essential questions, which could need you or need other people to think about your findings, to make sense of it. And then the applications means the possible lessons you can learn from it, possible useful information you can provide with people so they could extend your finding. Okay? So if you look at the hints that I provide to you to write your journal, it is right here. If you want to know the hints, you go to online learning activity. There is something called online learning journals. Okay? Let me just put it here. Okay, you see there's a link. And then you save it. Alright? So underneath your journals, I could see you have selected a topic from week number 1's reading list. And that is the question you select. And that is the source you select underneath this question. And you have already started writing your journal based on the online learning journal guidelines here. If you click on this link, you got the guidelines here, OIA, all right? So, and then after that, you start writing your observations, point by point observation, extracted directly from your source. And then you start putting in some of your personal questions. Remember to study inquiry-based learning on our Tuesday's class. Inquiry-based learning asks of each one of us a basic pattern of learning. Provide question to question into something. Okay? That is your chance to provide your questions, to question into this something. Alright? And then applications means what? After you've spent time developing your understanding for the solutions of that question, you discover a bunch of data, you list out a bunch of data as your observations, you come up with some question for you to further explore those data, and then you come to ask the questions, what lessons can I learn from this? And you list out the lessons here. And then in the process of doing your research from this source, you might discover there are many other sources. And my requirement is, underneath my references, you provide at least 2 more sources. How can you find those 2 more sources? Well, some smart student will say, well, let's get back to the reading list. Okay? We have the reading list and we have at least 2 more sources we can select from here. The teacher's already given us. But if you don't like your sources, you can Google your own, well, use your own sources. It's fine. Alright? But remember, you also need to learn one very important thing. Whatever information or data you discover, make sure you credit the sources. And how are you going to credit the sources? Let me show you an important thing. We are expecting you to learn the APA citation guide. So let's say we have the APA citation here. When you look at the Google, one of the examples here I would recommend is you collect this one. And I'm going to give this as an example. Learn from this link how you're going to cite something, a book, a journal, a website, or a conversations. So I'm going to copy this, and I say, let me add this into my journals. Okay, you can expand the journal, and then you say, my other references. Follow the APA citations guide. Okay, you don't like the big one, you put it back to the paragraph. Okay, so that is the format. Let me see if I can make it small. see. I think everybody should be able to read this. This is for everyone. So this is an example of your journal. It does not have to be long. It's basically an exercise where you have to exercise the decisions to choose a topic, one from the 9 possible topics from the 4 weeks reading list, and then one specific source. I say at least one. That means you can do more than one from the specific questions, and look into the source to discover your observations, to come up with your interpretations based on the discovery which is available from your observations. Read a little bit more, extract a little bit more, and come up with the lessons learned. And when you read a little bit more and extract a little bit more, put the extra sources here, and use the APA citations guide here to provide citations of your finding. And that is what is expected of you. Okay? Now underneath this big framework, okay, you can put in bullet lists, point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5. Welcome back. Grab your hand. Please grab a table with fewer than 4 persons exactly. Thank you. All right. So now you finished with your journal. Suppose you're going to submit your journal as an important artifact in the submission link. What are you going to do? If you look at the submission link, I invite you, and you need to do a copy and paste of the journal. For example, if this is my journal, so I would say my journal. I give the name. For example, John Smith. Okay? And blah, DA 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, something like this. All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it again. So after I save it, now I'm supposed to submit my work as my journal. So I just say copy this. And then I'm going to paste it to a Microsoft Word document. So I'm going to open up a new document. So I'm going to paste it here. So I'm going to paste my journal into a Microsoft Word document now. And then I'm going to save this. So in my computer, okay, if you do not want to write, so I'm going to save it in my computer, say under my document, say let me save it in my journal, CISG, let me do it this way, CISG11301, LC001 is learning contract number 1, online, learning. Actually, I have a format, the name format for you to follow in the submission name, but now I'm just doing it out of my head, okay? John Smith. So, then I say, then you have a document. What you can do with that document is, when you come down to the submission link here, when you click on the submission link, the submission link is going to be opened next Saturday, and will remain open until Sunday, until Monday. Actually, 20th is Sunday, 21st is Monday, 11:55. Okay, so you can actually, at that time, there is a browse button open, and you can browse to your document, and then you upload. Okay, at the end of your upload, you will see the status of the submissions, and you can see your document being submitted. Okay. You understand the meaning of that? That is called preparing a journal and then copy and paste the journal to a Microsoft Word document and submit it. That is for the journal. Okay? Any other question for the journal? You're going to do only one topic out of the 4 weeks reading list. And altogether there are 9 topics for you to choose one. You're not obliged to do all the topics, remember that. Understand that? Yes. Yes, the journal is an individual journal. Yeah. There are individual part, there will be a pair part. Now I'm moving to the pair part. Okay? Now suppose each one of you has already selected a question. That means a topic out of the 9 topics. Okay? Then you start writing a journal. Now but careful, be very careful. Now I'm moving to the pair work. You have a learning partner, right? between you and your learning partner, this is your pair. Now, in your pair, the two persons in your pair cannot choose the same question. Understand that? You cannot choose the same question. This is the important rule of the game. You must choose a different question. Okay? So you cannot say that, oh, I choose what is information security, and you choose information security. That does not work, because that will screw up the discussions. Now let me move on to the second artifact, and you understand it. Okay, the second artifact, if you look at the second artifact, that is called the paired discussion forum. What is meant by paired discussion forum? It's the details of your exchanges, discussions. Now what are you going to do? Once you have finished writing your journals, let's move back to your specific journals here. So I have this journal, right? So I have my learning partner. I need to present to my learning partner my questions selected together with details of my journals. It's your choice if you want to give your learning partner the full journals, but sometimes the journal is very long. You really do not want to burden your learning partner with a long journal. You want to select enough detail to ask the feedback, to ask for the feedback of your learning partner. So suppose this is my journal, and I would like to engage my learning partner to have a conversations with me. That means discussions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to move on to the discussion forum. Let's say you stop doing the discussions in the discussion forum for week number 3. Because it's only there, as I said, by the end of today, you will discover your pair number. You'll be here, okay? You'll be here. Suppose this is the pair discussion forum between you and your partner. Only the two of you can access them. And also including me, your instructor. You will do something like this. Underneath this, you add a discussion topic. Okay? And then you paste, you say something, dear John, or say, dear Mary, of course, the exact wording is up to you. And then you paste your journal there. And of course, you need to say, my discussion topic, John Smith. And then you post it to your forum. So now that between you and your partner in the specific paired online discussion forum, suppose Mary can see that, and Mary could see that John has already given her the discussions assignment. So Mary's job is to read through your journal, and then Mary's job is always to click reply to interact with John. So then what you need to do is to do what Mary suggests, and then you click the reply button, and then you do the exchanges. basically pinpointing on the questions, the source, the observations, the interpretations, and the applications. Normally, it takes about my previous experience based on my observation of student work. It's each student spend no more than 2 days preparing the journal, and then 2 days for discussions of an individual topic, including the other's topic. That means you have one topic, your partner has another topic, and you put it, and each one put the specific journal topics and material on the discussion forum, and one engaged the other engaged back for the different topics. It takes about 2 days. So 2 days for journal, 2 days for exchange in the discussion forum. Then, with enough of the details here, you start putting things together, okay, to write a report. But just before you write a report, this is how you're going to present the discussion details of the journals. For example, of the discussions. For example, this is the discussion detail for you, okay? Because this is my topic. My partner is going to copy another set of detail, because basically you should have 2 discussion threads. My discussion journal topic, John Smith, and my discussion journal topic, Mary Blacksmith, something like this. And so if I'm going to submit my discussion detail for the topic that belongs to me engaging my learning partner, I'm going to copy and paste the whole thing here. I'm going to copy and paste this whole thing. And you can see that I copy this, and then I go to the Microsoft Word document again, and I'm going to have a new one. And I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to save this, okay, in my computer, my documents, and then I'm going to follow this format, and I say that this is online discussion forum detail. Okay, so then we can submit this in the second items, which we mentioned here. Here, the second item, peer discussion forum details. You understand that? So you first use the Moodle environment to prepare the journals. Use the Moodle environment forum to present the journal material, engage your partner for discussions, and you copy and paste the details, and you submit it in the form of Microsoft Word document. Now, we do not provide you a mechanisms in your Moodle to write a report together this time. For studying in the second learning contract, I will give you a wiki, okay? But now, for the report, now you move to the report. Once you got the journal topic, journal materials ready, discussion details ready, both you and your pair are ready to write your portions of the report. You write your topic, your partner will write his or her topic. And after you finish writing, you put them together in the report. The report must be presented in Microsoft Word format and normally not more than 10 pages. What I mean is, in 10 pages, you're going to use 9-point form, or at most 10-point form. And then the first cover page and the title page will not be counted. So actually there are 12 pages altogether. And then starting from the table of content, it will be counted. And then for each topic, you need to provide some set of information. Let me give you what kind of information you need to provide. So let's go back here, go back to submissions. You have the artifacts for the first learning contract. Okay, these number of things, 6 altogether. And then when it's time to write your report, you click on the guidelines. And then you will walk to this guideline for writing a report. Let me just announce them first. Okay, so the guideline says you're going to have a cover sheet, the title page. You design it on your own, but you must have the information of University of Macau, general education program, the course code, course title, sections, and then your name, your student ID, and learning contract number 1, and its item called peer discussions report. Okay, so then a table of content. When you click into it, They give you some detail you need to follow. The introductions, what your report is all about, simple, up to the point. The purpose of the report, aims for your learning. The purpose of writing this report, simple. Some literature review, because when you write to a journal, you have 3 sources for one topic. You have 2 topics in your report, so you're going to provide 6 sources at least, but you can provide more than that, all right? And then the findings include the observations for 2 topics, separate them into 2 sets. 1 set is done by which student with a name over there, clearly define who is doing what, because this is not a collaborative project, this is a cooperation project. That means each one of you in your pair has your topic to do separately, but the discussion part is the first phase of your collaboration, because you try to engage your partner to do the discussions with you for your topic, and you will do the discussions with your partner for his preferred topic. That is collaborations. One piece of job by 2 persons is called collaborations. Two pieces of work done separately by 2 persons, but put them together at the end, that is called cooperations, okay? So you have the interpretations, applications, and the conclusions, and finally the references. So a very simple report. You do not need to write long, complicated reports, okay? I will give you samples of the work done by former student of this class by this weekend, all right, for your example. So that is the report, all right? So after the report, the third thing you need to do is your individual block. You need to write a block firstly using the Moodle environment. How are you going to write a block in the Moodle environment? You look at the right-hand side of the Moodle environment. There is something called block entries here, okay? What you need to do is you add a new entry. Type in the name of your block, which is normally your personalized questions when you write to a journal, okay? And then you type you write your block over there, and normally a block means a softer versions, a much more concise and usable versions of your report. Your report might contain 4 pages for your topic, but in your block, not more than 1 page, normally not more than 500 English words, okay? So it's a concise one. Normally, it focuses on how I could straight to the point for people to understand what is meant by the specific items there. For example, information security. And at the end of writing a block, again, you need to copy your block and paste it into a Microsoft Word document and submit the Microsoft Word document. All right? So first of all, you must use the Moodle environment to do it. Then you do the final stage of copy and paste of the Microsoft Word document, submit the Microsoft Word document. All right? So that is item number. That is item number 4. Okay, that is a block. So after that, then you move on to the proposal. What is meant by proposal? But this is a very important step. Normally, when you spend time doing a specific topic, at the end of doing that topic, you will have a lot of ideas you want to sort out. And one of the immediate things you want to do is, oh, what if I do this topic? Okay? Then the proposal is a chance for you to carry over your ideas emergent after your work. So if you have a topic you want to do in a proposal, which is not more than 1 page of A4 paper, they contain the following items. The name of your proposal. So if you want to do it, what is information privacy? Or name, what is information privacy is the first item you need to provide in your proposal. 3 essential questions that you want to explore with that particular topic. 3 essential questions. Short, concise question, not long question. And each question must be single purpose enough. Okay, single purpose means it deals with one specific area of that particular topic. Do not get more than 1. Learn how to ask essential questions. 3 essential questions. After the 3 essential questions, provide from 3 to 5 relevant sources which you're going to support the explorations of that topic. Okay? 3 to 5. Normally 3 would be good enough. Okay? And then at the end, provide one justification paragraph of why this topic makes sense to you. Okay? The justification paragraph cannot have more than 200 English words. Okay? Simple, short paragraph. Why this topic is important. And that will be the proposal. It could take a name, 3 questions, 3 to 5 references, and 1 short paragraph. That is the proposal. Okay? You will get a lot of points from this. Alright? Finally, let's go to meeting minutes. Now, you have your learning partner. You start interacting with your learning partner in this group. Okay? That is called collaborative classroom. I would like you to spend time talking with the learning partner immediately after my introductions in about 2 or 3 minutes, asking for everyone's contact information, time of the week when he or she will be available for face-to-face meeting for at least 1 hour per week. Okay? You can use 15 minutes as an important sections to meet and 4 times a week. And then the time when each of you, the 2 of you, will be convenient to meet virtually online using the Moodle environment. It's very important. Now, discussion forum does not require both of you to be at the same time there. But it will be good for you to chat with one another through the Moodle environment when I could set up a chat room there. So that it will be good when you can set up some time doing that. Now, when you have figured out those details, you put it in the pair meeting minutes as a kind of working record. And you want to know the format of the meeting minutes, that will be good. When you come here, let's see. Yeah. You see that the artifacts here, I have some meeting minutes examples for you to take a look at. You just click into it, all right? So it will be important that you start preparing your artifacts now, because you have about 10 days, at most 12 days, okay, to get your artifacts done. Now, my experience tells me, if you start now, you still can enjoy a smooth transitions to get your work done. If you don't start your work now, if you start somewhere in the middle of next week, it will be a rush. Okay? You already see a lot of work to do. Actually, it's not a lot. It's just enough time for you to manage to get out. Alright? So allow me at this point to pass the ball back to you. Make sure you have your learning partner next to you in your table and discuss among yourself if you understand what I just told you about the first submissions. Okay? And then if you have any questions, make sure you come back to week number 3, the forum discussions here, and you let me know your concern. All right? So again, we start each class with questions of what have you learned from our last class. Okay, remember that? And so if you have individual questions you don't want other people to learn of, you click on the Dr. Bat's Q&A hotline for this week, and you ask me questions there. If you believe those questions are of common good, you just put the questions here by raising your concern. All right? So this is very important. Okay? May I invite you to spend at least 5 minutes time to discuss with your learning partner on your table to find out what you cannot understand. Now, if you have not named your learning partner by giving me the information, please make sure you do it now and put it in Dr. Butt's Q&A hotline for week number 2. Okay? By the end of today, you will have your pair number identified. And you can check it through the week number 3's pair online discussion forum. Okay? Talk to your learning partner. Have you found your learning partner yet? Do you have your learning partner? Okay? Make sure you got the learning partner ready. Yes, one of these solvers, you can do all of these in 2 months. Okay, remember I told you, after you select one question, one of these sources will be done. But you need to, after you've done one source, you need to provide 2 other reference sources. And then select no, there's no one in general, there's no one don't just copy and paste. You need to filter the information to my observations, my how I see it's too easy to copy and paste a lot. Because we need no, 4 weeks time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 weeks. Any question from the 4 weeks previous. Okay, just as I say, here you have 4 weeks question, 9 questions. You can select any one of these 9 questions. Okay? But these 2 questions belong to release number 4. These questions belong to release number 3. These 2 questions belong to release number 2. These 2 questions belong to release number 1. Okay? So make sure you don't raise something. 1 for each one of you. 1. Not more than 1 for the learning artifact. Just 1 question. 1. Remember. 1. 1 from the 9. 1 from the 9. Okay? 1. Okay. Make sure you understand. Okay? Yeah. Thank you. Yes. It depends on which source. For example, if you do this question, you have a source like this. Okay? Let's say go to this source. So it's supposed to select the source. Now, based on this source, you can extract key things like information security process, information security network response security, and then information security registry. Oh, maybe this three is your observation. It depends on the source, right? I did not say how much is yes, because that's from the general topic, right? You select this topic, it goes to every form of the topic, and also after the discussions, right after what they do that topic. Yes, that's right. For the journal, how like there's no requirement how detailed. So you can just write as much as you want, or as the size as you want, maybe in 2 seconds, when you write a report, you must present your observation in a way you can understand your victim. How you present the story. Now, we'd like to give an example. For example, if you are used report, you want to report the news for 6 people. The 6 people is only perhaps 30 seconds. So, the 30 seconds report, you just bring the basic contents of it. But at the end of the 30 seconds report, not only the return to rapid interview with one because we need to keep a record. So that is an expanded version of 30 seconds. So that's how are you going to do it? The count stories. For example, accident, shopping faculty, by reasons of accidents, the accidents, and then the time, day, consequences, and all of these must be put on the story. And the report is the story. You might want to ask the question, why is the accident happening? Or what are we doing? Any accident happened because someone's sleeping on the floor and they can't get them hit the guy. There's no reason for that. What happened there? But it's true. Yes, you can't hurt. But it's true. Name of the proposal, 3 questions, 3 relevant sources, and 1 justification. Actually, it's already everything is dead. Set of sensitive questions, set of references. The block is science questions of the report. As I said, the report has been opened the block is on 1 page. Put all the technical things in one detailed system stuff. So it's the way the test on better say develop on you the ability to write the different levels of detail. The journal is the collections of things. The report is a formalized organizations of your information together with the thing done. The blog is easy to share piece of writing. People can read it with the serious type of report. As I said, not more than 2 pages. Yes. But you must structure it by observations, by interpretations, by lessons. Otherwise, you cannot see the development of it. That's critical. Okay. Any other questions? Yes. I can see what all the trade. 做一個即係啲小説有9個，選擇一個去做呢個作品。咁就意思即係咁4個星期做完。咁但係做其他嘅跟住學你唔係呢個，呢個就係教嘅，係啊，冇錯，呢個就教訓
4個月做一次，唔係1個月做一次。
我有9格。將你自己嘅topic 再寫解。
可能會有啲改變出嚟。啱啱入咗文章啦，加上佢多就將你文章落學校交咗上嚟，我完之後，咁最後係之後有個又係格式變咗又玩黃色格係嗰個就有唔係教你喺嗰度將你嗰份章落嚟嗰啲種100蚊100之內，而家就可以直接叫佢哋。咁嗰個 P 點樣交上去？最新睇講下你嗰個，你可以特別食埋嗰個大體檢。咁然後要好高數，我就聽唔到最好嘅。我因為係網格式嘅。可以比較變係較上。佢考過一陣，到先見到到時候呢個即係你有啲事，多人做一份
之後將你決定咧就講出嚟，即係係咪係方便你做你講嗰啲重點？你有冇交流啊？我都有做，因為當初我哋嗰陣係做，做咗咧最快3個，咁你做3個。但呢個
佢有冇係做大貨嘅，或者3個鐘，自己做3個鐘。即係咁，係咯，你講。
During the discussions by hosting your discussion post your journal topic, but you have to type in something. So you post this accessories until you finish this part. At the end, that is not a report. That is just the evidence that you don't understand. That it's like when you write a report, yes, oh yes, yes, sorry. Oh yes, I'm going to count attendance now. A lot of people to go. Sorry for that. I'm trying to find because I have another class at 3:30. Let me count attendance first because a lot of you need to go, so a lot of you need attendance. So Takashi.
Hey.
Okay. Johnson, not yet. Okay, Cyril. Okay. Austin, thank you. And then Haishin. Are you here? No? Okay. Edward, thank you. German, thank you. Karina,
Here.
thank you. Thank you. Venus, thank you. Kelvin, thank you. Abby, thank you. And then Dorothy, thank you. Espresso,
Not here.
okay. And then Kira, thank you. Sam, are you here? Thank you. And then there's Fleming, thank you. Ian, thank you. Julia, not yet. Okay. Benjamin, yes. Huey, thank you. Sophie, thank you. And then Maggie, thank you. Oscar, thank you. Billy, thank you. Sunny, thank you. All right, so the next page will come here. All right, Mabel, thank you. Stanley, thank you. And then Katie, not yet. Iris, thank you. Another Iris, though. Okay, so you have two persons. Jackie, thank you. And then there's Joao, thank you. Joe, thank you. And then Uvaldo, thank you very much. And then Killian, thank you. Sophie, the second Sophie. Are you here? No? Okay. So let me say the text. Yes. Let me come back to you. Remember. There's a few sections. You write your topic with the following same sections with your name. And you write These are very common.
我禮拜
One after the other.
即係至少都幾係嘛？跟住我哋三個人都係啊。
With a couple page and a title page, with a common reference.
呢場係比較即係跟住
It's very serious, but it's a simplified. Your report has all pages, the block at most one page. The same column. You can use the same resource. It must be the same as your report, because the same column. The same Oh, okay. Can you please also send me an email? Send me to this one. Right here. Thank you. Thank you very much. I have another class and we have to go. All right, so that's it for today's CISG113 Section 1, Information Security and Privacy. Until next week, stay in tune.